The ABC 15 investigators fact-checking the data the governor used in his decision to reopen the state. They found some fuzzy math played a role in Governor Doug Ducey's slideshow this week. We're depending on the governor to let us know when it's safe to leave our homes to go back to work. That's why ABC 15 investigator Melissa Blasius and data guru Garrett Archer are digging into what the governor failed to mention about the percentages of people testing positive for coronavirus.
To be clear, Governor Doug Ducey alone gets to decide when and how to reopen Arizona, and he's been given lots of data and advice on how to do that. The question here is whether or not he's being honest with you. It seemed so impressive on Governor Doug Ducey's chart Monday, a bar showing a steep increase in coronavirus testing with a line showing a steep decrease in the percentage of positive cases from 10 to 9 to 6% in just 2 weeks.
That downward trajectory is very positive.
How did Arizona do it? ABC 15's Garrett Archer, who used to be a data analyst for the state himself, shows how the governor's calculations in green dive lower than several other interpretations of state health data available to the public. State officials now confirm that they used a different calculation last week to get to the 6%. They combined for the first time results of roughly 20,000 diagnostic tests showing people with active virus with about 10,000 antibody serology tests that showed people who likely had coronavirus in the past and then recovered.
This is a simple math equation. The number of antibody tests that were positive were much smaller. So when you added these in, you got a whole bunch more negatives that you got to add to the number, and thus it brought your percent rate down a lot.
State Health Director Kara Christ defended the decision in a conversation with ABC 15 this week, saying, "We know that they are different tests, but a positive serology under the right circumstances could lead to a positive presumptive or a probable case. We are still trying to navigate that, so we decided to put all of the information up." Chris' old boss, former State Health Director Will Humble, says that was not disclosed up front.
I never saw anything about how they were comparing apples and oranges and putting them into the same pot.
He says it's inappropriate to add the numbers together because people who had positive antibody serology tests, for the most part, are not currently contagious and haven't been for weeks.
I don't want to be nuanced about that. The data should be separated. It's fine to use both sets of data, but use them separately. To include them in the same data set is changing the rules in the middle of the game.
A Ducey spokesman said even without those antibody serology numbers, the percent positive tests would still have declined. That decline was caused in part by the governor's new testing blitz, according to one Democratic state legislator who's also a medical doctor.
Before the testing blitz, who got tested? High-risk people who were exposed or having symptoms. So the number, the proportion of positives from that population should be higher than if you're just testing the general population.
Whether or not you agree on how these positive tests are now being calculated, it's also important to note that several other metrics we're looking at involving coronavirus have not decreased. Hospitalizations have remained steady, and total number of cases and deaths are increasing. I'm investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC 15 Arizona.
So some workers are expecting a call back to their jobs over the next several days, and they still haven't received unemployment benefits. The Rebound Arizona wants to know, will they ever get them? Tonight, ABC 15 investigator Courtney Holmes is working to find out.
On Friday, May 8th, barbers and salons may reopen.
After weeks away, it's back to work for the men and women who cut and style our hair. By Monday, May 11th,
Dine-in services can reopen.
you may be able to stop by your favorite restaurant. But many of the workers in those industries work for themselves or are part-time and won't have received a dime of unemployment benefit. That's because the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, the pot of money Congress allocated just for them, won't be available to Arizonans until at least May 12th.
There are still a lot of questions that need to be answered around the benefits that are available.
This past Monday, Governor Doug Ducey was asked if those people would be able to collect back benefits for the weeks they weren't able to work.
It's a good question. It's one I don't have the answer to. I'll get you the answer and tell you what it is.
We checked again today, and the Arizona Department of Economic Security says yes. If you submitted a weekly claim, those eligible for PUA will receive retroactive payments going back to February 2nd. The agency also says it's reviewing all applications that have been determined monetarily ineligible for state employment insurance benefits. Again, the earliest this would be paid out is May 12th. Until then, it probably won't hurt to tip a little more to the people doing your hair and bringing your food. They'll likely need it. For the Rebound Arizona, I'm Courtney Holmes, ABC 15, Arizona.